Hey, cousin. How are you? What's up, Brian? Hello, hello, hello. Let me know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, just speak back. Um, those of you that are on YouTube, if you can hear me, just thumbs up the video. Hey, hold on, give me a minute. What's up, everybody? I hope y'all are well. Why you agitated? They played around. Okay. What's going on, everybody? So, um, hello to everyone that has joined the live. Um, YouTube, if you're in here, y'all make sure y'all smash that thumbs up button when y'all come in. Um, hey, Monique, Ashley, everybody, y'all stick around for a little bit. I'm feeling this head wrap. Yeah, I got it tied up. I said I was gonna start doing head wraps, things of that nature. You can hear me, Volvo. All right, so I am streaming in two different places. Of course, I have not figured out how to stream on YouTube and Facebook at one time. But I am streaming in two different places. My cousin just walked in, so hopefully when she get finished eating, she can join me on my live for a little bit. But last week I came on live. In case many of you didn't see my live from last week about Regina King's son and Matt Matson, I want to say, about them committing suicide on last week. And I spoke on just mental health illnesses and mental health mental health in itself and how I deal with it, what I've been dealing with. And I said that I was going to start a my mental moment. And so I was laying in the bed today. Of course, y'all know Mondays and Tuesdays are my days off. I wasn't feeling well when I first woke up, but I felt God push me and tell me to get on up out the bed. You said you was going to do something and I need you to do it. So I had to I had to I had to hear him clearly and get up. So that's what I did. So that's why I'm here. I'm here with not such great news. If many of you don't know, there was a young lady by the name of Chelsea Christ that committed suicide on yesterday. CNN reported it. I saw it, and I will just read a little bit from it. So CNN, the former USA Chelsea Christ died Sunday morning. Sunday morning, said her family and the New York Police Department, which is investigating her death, she was 30 years old. 30 years old. Chrissy died after jumping from a building in Manhattan, police said. She was an attorney who sought to help reform America's justice system, as well as a fashion blogger and entertainment news correspondent, and she was crowned Miss USA in 2019. So I don't know if many of you have heard that story. I was actually, again, I told y'all last week, I don't really we don't have cable. We have internet and we do Netflix, the streaming services. But I checked the news through my phone, and when I went on CNN, that was one of the first things that popped up. And so I went and I Googled who she was. And if you guys get a chance, her name was Chelsea Corrine Chris. She was an American television presenter, a model, a beauty pageant title holder who was crowned Miss USA in 2019. She was born April 28th, 1991. And if I'm not mistaken, she went to school at Wake Forest University. Because I did see some people from North Carolina posting up about her as well. Some people said that they had met her um, and all of that good stuff. And one of the things that stuck out to me was that her family said, listen, this is quoted by her family from CNN. Her family said, Chris' family said in a statement, her great light was one that inspired others around the world with her beauty and strength. She cared, she loved, she laughed, and she shined. Um, I wanted to talk about this today on my mental moment because when I read this last night and I read about Regina King's son and I saw what she said about her son and saw what other people were reporting about her son, how he was such a great person to be around. Um, everybody that he came in contact with loved him. Um, we often sit and wonder why people like this would contemplate suicide or even go through with it. I know many people will look at me and go, Chris, why did you contemplate suicide? Why did you try to attempt to take your life? Some of the strongest people are the ones that hurt the most, and people don't realize that. Some strong people, a lot of people are they're empaths. They take on a lot of people. They take on a lot of other people's feelings and things of that nature. I know I do. I'm easily sensitive to people that are around me. That's why um, I try to watch and protect my energy when I'm around people because I know how it is to um, feel what someone else is going through. So it's strong people. It's the people that smile. It's the people that laugh. It's the people that push through what they're going through to try to make other people happy, that are really going through. And I put up on the post when I posted about Chelsea that you check on your strong friends, check on your friends, period, check on your family, check on your strong family members. These people go through. Just because you see them smiling all the time, you may see them have everything together from what it seems like on the outside. You never know what they are going through mentally. You don't know. Um, of course, everybody knows that Mental Health Awareness Month is the month of May. But I think mental health awareness should be something that we talk about every day. We're seeing it too often now that people are taking their own lives for whatever reason. For whatever reason, we used to think that a lot of people would try to equate suicide with drug use. Has that happened? Yes, it has. But and when I say that, say people go, "Oh, well, they were on drugs. This is why they killed themselves." That's not always the case. A lot of people used to or would like to equate suicide with it being a Caucasian thing. That's not true anymore. I said last week, suicide does not have a race, an age, or gender attached to it. Right now, mental health does not have an age, a race, or a gender attached to it. It is attacking everybody, and it is more prevalent now, I believe, because of things like social media. We talked about this in the salon last week when I went to work, and we were just speaking on it, and we were talking about how when I was growing up, we did not have access to all of the things that we do that teenagers and young people do now. Even I myself have to take a break from this. I have to take a moment because I get on here and I'll try to equate my life with somebody else's. I'll look at a stylist that started up 2 years ago and see them out here making millions, trillions, and my mind starts to bother me or starts to work on me. A lot of people, the enemy will mess with you and try to use you in that manner. And I have to take a moment and come off of this and realize who I am, the position that I'm in, who God has called me to be, and not let that affect me mentally because it will. It will. Social media will affect people. This is why we do. Where am I at? Who am I talking to? People on social media. How am I trying to get to the masses through social media? Is it a good platform to use? Yes, it is. Is it always used the way that it needs to be? No, it's not. Um, We see it. I've seen it even on YouTube myself, right here on YouTube with my YouTube channel. People go on after I've done, after I work hard. Now think about it. I come home, I get in the salon. I ask my client, "Can I record you?" I record them. I do a great, what I think is a great cut or color. Put it up on a come home, edit it, put a whole bunch of work into it, and then put it up on YouTube for thousands and thousands of people to see, and for people to go up under the comment section to go, "Oh my God, that looks atrocious. Oh my God, why did she do this?" And this, that, and the other, and the third. People don't really know how that affects people, just in general. You don't even have to have a mental illness. It can just mess with your psyche. Like, seriously, I've known people that are perfectly fine. They don't deal with any mental illnesses, any mental disorders, and that stuff bothers them. It messes with them. And so social media can sometimes be a great thing, and sometimes it can be the worst thing ever. So I applaud those of you that take time to take social media fast and take time away from this to gather your thoughts and to reclaim your life and a perspective in life. Because also too, social media will elaborate things that are really not that. You know, we see people taking all these trips and we don't know what their bank accounts look like. Some people really have that, they have saved up and they have the money to do it, but some people are out here penny pinching just to show off. You know what I'm saying? So, but we look at that stuff and we go, I know me, I said it before, I was like, heck, I worked so hard. You know, my bank account looks good when I'm working, but it goes all the bills and things of this nature. And I'm going like, I know good and well, like you try to, you know, equal your life with the person that you're looking at on social media, but you don't really know what they're going through. You don't really know. My mom used to always tell me, be careful what you pray for when you see somebody else with it, because you don't know what they went through to get what they have. And so I've always been careful of that. And I have to remind myself, your mind will mess with you. Your mind is very powerful. People don't realize that. Our minds are so powerful. You know, we have the ability to be able to do anything. You know, so you have to be careful what you let into your spirit, what you let into your you know, we used to say what you watch, what you say, you know, what you meant. People are always talking about manifesting now. Do I believe in manifestation? Yes, I do. I believe in manifestation through what God has told me. I believe in provision as to what He has guided me to do. Yes, I believe in that. So we have to be careful what we manifest. You know, we have to be careful what comes out of our mouth and what we put into the atmosphere. Saying that, oh my God, I want a car like theirs. Maybe I do. I like their car, but I don't want their car because I don't know what they went through to get that car. I want what, and again, I tell y'all this, y'all know who I believe in, y'all know who I trust in, and I'm not afraid to, you know, to share that with the world, that I'm a strong believer in God, and and that's something that my mom built in me. That's my foundation. That's another thing that has kept me, and I'm gonna touch on that too. Um, you have to be careful because I want the things that God wants for me, you know. The reason why I say, oh, whoa, sorry about that, Facebook. I found out a way to get my thing set up and not want to fall. Um, Another thing why I said I thank God for my mom, my grandmother, and my family members around me that set a strong foundation in me that's kept me is because when I really, really, really get down to the wire and I just feel like I cannot take it anymore, I realized that I have a foundation and my foundation is Christ. I've told y'all this now. I tell y'all this all the time. You may not see me in church now. You may not see me posting church videos. Don't see me singing. And I know a lot of y'all miss me from doing that, but there are reasons why I don't do it anymore. Will I ever go back to it? Only God knows. But that's my foundation. That's what I was brought up on. That's why I said a lot of times when I'm going through mental things, I don't need anybody telling me or throwing scriptures at me, because granted, I appreciate you for it. Thank you so much because you thought time enough to think about me. But I know this stuff. Sometimes I just need people to be there, or people that have mental illnesses or mental health issues, just to be there, just to love on them in that moment. And we've got to learn how to do that. I said this last week. The Bible says love covers a multitude of sins. And I believe if love is that broad, and I said love is a superpower. If that's one power that we can, if you wanted a superpower, and I'm so glad and I'm thankful that God gave me that superpower, is one that we should activate when we're around people. Love on them, love on them. I said, love the hell out of people. We those of you that are, in the word, and a lot of people like, mental health and, sickness. We know those things are not of God. We do. We know that. We know that he does not come to inflict diseases and sickness upon us. We know that. And we know that he is the healer of all sickness and disease. But we also know that he is the God of love. So if he's the God of love, then why can't we love what we believe that may be hell in somebody? Why can't we love that out of them? You know what I'm saying? Why can't we do that? You know, this world is filled with so much hate and so much anger. And I realize that everybody's going through something. Everybody's going through something. Everybody right now, with what we have going on right now and the state of where we are right now, everybody's going through something. People are experiencing the loss of loved ones. People are experiencing the loss of jobs, financial stability. People are experiencing so many things. So there's so much going on in the world, and if we can just take some time just to love on one another, don't try to understand it all the time. I said this about my best friend, and I always say this. The reason why I knew my best friend was because she didn't try to force me. She didn't try to sit and try to make her understand what I was going through in the moment that I was in. She loved on me in that moment. And I knew right then that this was a person that I needed to keep around me. I needed to keep in my life. And she said it. She said, I don't know. I don't understand. Like, I can't sit here and tell you I understand or I can feel what you're going through. But just know that right now in this moment, I'm here to love on you. And whatever you need me to do, I'm here. Sometimes that's all we need to do. Sometimes we just need to show up. That's it. We just need to show up. Just show up. You don't always have to understand. Just show up. Just show up. Just show up. That's all you got to do. And that's what God does with us. Like, even in our low moments, when we're so low, when we are in the midst of just hell and don't know what to do, we can't see straight. What does he do? He shows up. He shows up. Every time. I've never known him to be a failure. I've never known him to fail me. I've been dealing with some mental things this week. I've been in a headspace. I have to honestly say this, and I like to say this because, again, like I said last week, we're overcome by the word of our testimony. I've been in a headspace. I have been in a headspace. I've been depressed. I've been down. Why? Because I started to think, my mind starts to play tricks on me. I think about clients that don't show up no more. What did I do? Did I do something? Did I say something? Did I raise my price too high? You start to think about your self-worth. You start to think about so many things. That's why I say our mind is so powerful. But even in those moments, I'll take that for example. I have an issue when people leave me and I don't know why. When I know I've done everything, I'll take clients for example. When I've done what I know could be a $200 service, and I've only charged you $80 or $70 or $100 for it because I gave away the conditioning treatment, because I gave away the haircut, years of experience and something I know that you're going to go out and get multiple compliments on, and I've done this, and they leave and don't say nothing. Or I think about that messes with my sight. People that I have put my all into, because that's what I do. I'm a giver, and I talked to one of my sisters, and hopefully she'll see this live. When we were talking about it, it was like, the ones that always give, we hurt the most, because it seems like when it's time to receive, people are nowhere to be found. We look around and we're like, where the hell is everybody? Where are all these people that needed me or I did for them? Or, where are they now? But again, I'm saying this all to say that God will show up in those moments. Just the other day, when I was going through, y'all, and I'm telling y'all, I was out of work for a complete month. COVID put me down, out of month for a whole work. I had not worked since New Year's Eve. I just went back to work on Thursday, and it's been a struggle going back because I'm still trying to recoup. But even with that, I looked on my cash out one night and and I looked at my bank account. One of my clients that I had not seen in almost 6 months had sent me $100. That's God showing up. That's whatever you believe in or whatever you put out in the atmosphere. We reap what we sow. you know and so if you are sowing good things and you're sowing great things, know that it's going to return. And so I turned around and I had people just blessing me with the cash out. We did. I sell bedroom candy, and it's something that I picked up on the side. I love to do. I wanted to find something that I could do that would kind of take my mind off of things. And I did that. And then the other day we were doing Naughty Bingo, and people were just they were sending the money to play. That's another way. Like, people don't realize God can show up in ways that we don't really think that he will, but he does that to remind us, I'm still here with you. He said, I'll never leave you nor forsake you. And I'm a firm believer that he won't. So I have to always, and that's why I say I'm going back to my foundation. I realize that a lot of times these people that are taking their lives, are their foundation strong? I'm not questioning that, but I'm just saying, and sometimes we get weak. People don't realize that we get weak. Jesus had a weak moment in the wilderness, y'all. So if he did, why can't we get weak? We get weak. We have weak moments, but surround yourself with positive people. Surround yourself with people that are not always trying to understand. I hate it when I tell someone I'm not feeling well, and they automatically attribute that to a physical feeling. Sometimes I'm not feeling well mentally, and I don't want to be bothered. I've learned that we have to put things to we put names to things now, and whether you're an introvert or you're an extrovert. Now they say you can be an ambivert, which means you are a mixture of both. I believe I'm that. I know how to be extroverted when need to be. Y'all know me. I know how to be social. I don't meet a stranger when I go out. But I very much learned that during COVID, when we were on lockdown, I'm a big introvert. I can stay in my room. I can look at my TV and not be bothered with nobody. And know that when I do go out and when I'm around people, because I give so much, and also I'm an empath, I'm very sensitive. My spirit is sensitive to people's other spirits. Because I take all of that in, I have to take time to re-energize. So a lot of times, people experience that. You don't always need to understand, or I need to try to figure out a way to try to make you understand what's going on with me. No, sometimes I just need you to be there. You know what I'm saying? People are, why don't you call? Why don't you pick up the phone and you call? Why don't you talk to me? I don't feel like it. And I can't tell you why I don't feel like it, but right now I don't feel like it. But just know, I have had friends walk away from me, and not talk to me ever again, because I was in a moment and I tried to explain that moment to them. Hey, this is what I'm going through, and I don't want to be a distraction or be a cloud over your happiness right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove myself for a while and get myself together until I can celebrate you fully and totally. And I have had them walk away from me. I'm telling those of you that are going through moments like that, it's okay. Let them walk away. God is opening up a door for other people that will understand exactly what you're going through, and that's going to stick beside you in the storm that you're going through, no matter what. They're going to weather the storm with you. I had to realize that those that walked away from me, that don't talk to me anymore, I'm one of them people. Y'all know me. I'm not. If you don't want to talk to me no more, I don't care. I don't care. That's the Aries in me. I do not care. I don't care. I don't. Let's let bygones be bygones. But at this moment, I felt like things were, I needed to hold on to things. I'm like that now with my clients. If you walk away and don't ever come back and get your hair done, fine by me. I may not be the person for you. I'm okay. You might have been causing me stress anyway. Go get your hair done somewhere else. We're good. But it took me a long time. It took me to being almost 40 years old to get to this point. Did it hurt? Was it a process? Did I go through a process? Yes, I went through a process. But remember, when you're going through something, that means you're not going to stay there. You have to come out on the other end. Now sometimes we determine how we come out on the other end. But I chose to come out on the other end, with my head held high, and knowing that I'm going to survive this no matter who walks away from me, no matter who doesn't understand what I'm going through. I should not have to explain myself all the time to the people that say that they love me. You don't have. Let me tell y'all something. If you constantly have to explain yourself all the time to someone that says that they love you, my mouth got dry. If you have to try to explain what it is that you're going through, or explain who you are to someone that says they love you, you need to reevaluate that person that's saying that they love you. Love is supposed to be unconditional. If we look up what love is, I'm going to just go by. This is what the word says, okay? This is what the word says. Hold on. Love is patient. Love is patient. Love is patient. This is what the word says. This is what God tells me what love is. Okay, and again, I'm talking about if you have to always explain or be in a moment with someone that says they love you, reevaluate the person that say they love you, because this is what love is. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. Love does not make you go and talk about what you don't understand to somebody else when I've entrusted you with my with my love and with my life. You sit up here and you tell somebody I love you, and then they tell you they love you back, and then you entrust things with them, and then they go out and they talk about, well, you know what, Chris always going through, what's wrong with him? Why he always depressed? Why he always this? Love does not make you go and dishonor. That's dishonoring somebody. That you don't do that. You don't do that. Love is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but it rejoices in truth. It always protects. It always protects. It always protects. Always trusts. Always hopes, and always preserve. This is what love is. This is what the Bible, what I believe that love is. This is what the Bible defines as love being. This is what God says that love is. And if love is those things to people, be careful when folks say I love you. It sounds good. Love it sound good. It sound, I love you. When my sister Candace tells me she loves me, I know she loves me. Candace done seen me go through some stuff. So when she tell me she love me, I know she love me. And love is not just a verb, but it's an action word. Like, people don't realize that. She shows me she loves me. She supports me. When I see my cousin Gardens tell me she love me, I know she love me, because if I'm going through something, she gonna reach out and she gonna check on me. Even those of you that are on YouTube with me, some of y'all tell me, y'all have told me y'all love me, and I know that you do. I know that you care about me. You check on me. You show me that you love me. Be careful who you let tell who you think love you. Be watchful. Everybody, they just like to throw that word around. They like to throw that word around like people like to throw friend around. Everybody ain't my friend. Everybody is not my friend. My friends understand me. My friends love me. My friends care about me and know that it is reciprocated. Okay? So be careful who you associate yourself with, because not every association needs to be around you. And I'm talking about people that are dealing with mental stuff, because this stuff messes with your mind. It messes with you. It bothers people with mental illness. Let me explain to you that there are four types of mental health. We have mood disorders such as depression and bipolar disorder, anxiety disorders, personality disorders, psychotic disorders like schizophrenia, eating disorders, trauma-related disorders such as post-traumatic stress disorder, and substance abuse disorder. I have went to, and I'm telling y'all this because people like say don't put stuff on you. I went to a psychiatrist to get diagnosed, to find out what was going on with me. I deal with chronic depression and anxiety. Okay. I was trying to figure out what was going on with me. Y'all, I promise y'all, I was in church one Sunday. I will never forget it. I have been going to church consecutively. Y'all know me. I go to church all the time. Church. I grew up in church. My mom had me in church. I grew up church, singing, preaching, all that good stuff. I was going to church every Sunday, and every Sunday I was going to church, I was crying. I cry on my way to church. I cry on my way leaving church. And I'm going, God, this ain't right. What's going on? I'm telling you, this was 1 month. It was a month. It was consecutive. I would go to school. I was in teaching school at this time, getting my teaching license. And I was driving from Indianland to Concord, and I would cry all the way from Indianland all the way to Concord, and I'd cry all the way from Concord all the way back to Indianland. Did not know what was going on with me. Well, now, mind you, before this, I had already attempted a suicidal moment. Okay. Because I did not understand what was going on. And I'm not afraid to share this because I hope that this will help somebody on their way to freedom, to being free from what they're going through. I went and took some pills. I took a bottle of pills and I drank a lot. I took some Advil. I think I had Advil PM, Motrin PM, and I took the bottle and I drank a bunch of alcohol. Now, mind you, we're not big alcohol drinkers, and I don't even know why we had beer in the house at this time, but I was just drinking. I chugged them. My roommate found me on my floor in my bedroom. I had threw up and I was throwing up blood. My body was rejecting it. God was saving my life. And he called an ambulance and they came and they picked me up. They took me to the hospital. I spent the night over in the hospital. Now, mind you, I'm strapped down. You know, this person comes in. The doctor didn't even come in at this time, and I think they still do it. They roll the doctor in on the TV screen, and the doctor evaluated me. And my dad was there with me, and he was sitting beside me, and he was telling me, he was like, try to tell me that you didn't do it, you know, because I know what they're gonna do. Because we've experienced this in our family before. Okay. The doctor said, we're gonna have to send you somewhere. You know, we're gonna have to send you somewhere. You're gonna have to go for at least 3 to 4 days, if not longer. And you're gonna have to go. The state was committing me. Okay. People don't know this. And I used to be afraid to tell it, but I'm not anymore. It's my testimony. I'm still here. Okay. My dad was sitting there. He cried. My dad cried. And he was in the room with me. And they had a lady in the room, an overnight nurse, because somebody had to watch me because I was on suicidal watch. You know, so there was an officer outside my door, and there was someone sitting by my bedside. The young lady that was sitting beside my bedside, I don't remember her to this day, but I know that night she prayed with me. She talked to me. She loved on me in that moment. I mean, because all I could do was cry. All I could do was cry because I didn't understand. All I knew at the time that I did it, I didn't want to be here. I remember writing a letter to my mom telling her that I couldn't wait to see her. You know, I was tired of being here. I missed her. You know, at the moment, this is the moment that I did it, you know. But after it was done and God saved my life, I was crying because I was hurt at the fact that I even tried to do something like that it even went that far. Now, mind you, I'm going to church throughout all of this. And y'all, let me tell y'all something. When I say these things, I am not defaming the church in any kind of way, because I also told you that's my foundation. That's what I believe. But I'm letting you know that people around you don't always know what you're going through, and they don't always understand it. So you have to make sure that you are equipping yourself around people that will be able to understand what you're going through and love on you in that moment. Okay. All right. So at this time, I'm going to church every Sunday. I have my group. We're singing, going all over the place, singing and all over these things. And I have tried to take my life. I didn't want to live. I didn't want to be here. Now, this wasn't the first time, but this was the first time that it actually put me in a place like a psych ward. I ended up having to go to Davidson County and stay in there. I stayed there for 3 days, and I think my anniversary is coming up of me being there because it happened in February. I remember CIAA was going on that weekend, and it snowed that weekend. I was in Davidson County, looking out the window, looking at the snow, crying because I wanted to be home. I went to bed in a room that was cold, and there was nothing in there but a bed. Nothing in there but a bed. And I had to go to somebody. I met a friend that has been a friend with me in there, and she said, if you want to get out of here, you need to go to every class. You need to pay attention. She was like, you're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be here. This is not where you're supposed to be. My ministry was not there. Not me being there. She said, you're not supposed to be here. And if she sees this live, she knows who I'm talking to. Big impact on my life. She looked at me. She said, you're not supposed to be here. I sat there she asked me, what did I do? And I told her what I did. She said, braid my hair for me. And I was braiding her hair, and she was talking to me. She said, you're not supposed to be here. She said, look around you. Look at these people. I was looking at people. I saw people that had been cutting on themselves. I saw people that were still sitting in there. Like I was afraid. I was scared. I experienced that for almost 4 days. I cried. I called home and I cried every day. I did everything they told me to do because I said, God, if I get out of here, I'll never go back. I'll never go back. And I am fighting. Miranda Curtis has a CD coming out, and it says you have to die to live. I used to tell people, I said, I'm dying trying to live. I am dying trying to live. I'm fighting every day for my life. And you have to understand that there are people that are going through things that we don't always understand, and they are dying on the inside, trying to live. They're fighting every day to live. Don't try to understand it. If you say you love them, love on them in the moment. Love on them in the moment. Love on them like you have never loved on them before. We have got to change the narrative of these things. We have to. We were on here last week, and when I was talking about, I said, if we have congestive heart failure, if we have to go get stents put in our hearts, if we have to, go have things done because our respiratory systems are not right, which means our lungs are acted up, and we have to go get those checked on. If your brain is the biggest organ in your body, why don't you think that it can't malfunction? I don't understand why people forget that. And then we try to look and laugh at people that have mental illnesses or mental disorders. It ain't funny. It's not funny. I watched my mama go through that. It's nothing funny about it. And the stuff can be hereditary. Now, can we break the generational curse? Yes, we have. Yes, we can. We have the power to do that. We do. I'm breaking the generational curse right now. With whatever lineage comes behind me, with my cousins, I'm breaking that generational curse right now. Why? Because I'm telling them that if you have a problem and you don't understand what's going on, talk to somebody about it. Don't sit and hold on to that thing. Do not sit and talk, or do not sit and hold on to something that you don't understand. We've pushed it up under the rug so much. We pushed it back. Oh, you going to see a shrink? I'll tell anybody, I go see a psychiatrist. Do I take medicine? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Because I realize that there's something off with me. I would be so depressed that I would not know. I didn't know why. I didn't know. You asked me, you say, why are you down? Then people like, well, maybe you should find a hobby. I don't want to find no hobby. I don't want no hobby. Maybe you need to go out. I don't want to go out. I don't want to do that. Open up the windows and look outside. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be here. I get so depressed. I don't want to be here. I don't need that. Some people don't need that. Some people need you just to be there. Show up. Do what God does. Show up. He does not try to understand what you're going through. Why? Because he already knows what you're going through. He already knows. He knows you like nobody else. So he doesn't. What does he do? He loves on you. He says, I will never leave you nor forsake you. I'm going to love you. He loves, and so then we as humans try to do what God don't do. Why are you trying to understand me? God ain't trying to understand me. He's loving on me right now. What is it that I'm going to be able to tell you that you're going to be able to solve? Nothing, because you don't even know what's going on. You can't even deal with yourself. Do what God does. Show what? And exemplify who he is. He is love. Stop judging and condemning people for what you don't understand. It ain't for you. Just do what you're supposed to do. It irks me for people, and I said this a while back, and I always say this. Everybody got an opinion, and social media has made everybody have an opinion. And I will say this until the end of the earth. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one. Everybody got one. Some people wipe theirs a little bit better than others, but everybody got one. Everybody got an opinion about something that's going on. When are people going to stop having opinions, stop talking so much, and actually start doing the work? When are people actually going to start praying and working? The Bible says faith without works is dead. We love to say, and I say this all the time, people love to go, I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you. Don't tell me you praying for me and you ain't even called my name out before the Lord. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I want to hear, because it don't take you having to go, oh, Father God, in the name of Jesus, God, I wish. Now, if you are that prayer, and God has called you to do that, because some people, God has strategically called you to do that, to be an intercessor. If God has called you to do that, then pray for me. Lift me up before the Lord. Yes, that's what I want you to do. But if you are not one of those people, and you say you praying for me, when you get down on your knees at night or whatever you do, however you pray to God, just say, God, do it for Chris. That's all I need you to do. And I'm saying that, I'm just using me as an example, but do that for the people in your family. Do that for the people that's in your job. Do that for the people that you come in contact with, that you say, if you love God, if you believe, because people need this. I am tired of seeing young people dying at the hands of suicide. I'm not condemning this young lady, or I'm not trying to understand why she did what she did. All I know is that she did it, and I don't want to see nobody else do it. Which means that we as a community, we as people have got to. And when we used to like to say it, black folk don't kill themselves. Black folk leaving up out of here. They tired. They tired. They tired of trying to make you understand what it is that they feel. They're tired of being scared to come out of the closet of shame and hurt that y'all have placed them in, to be able to say, hey, I'm hurting. I don't know what's going on. My mind is wrecked with issues, and I don't know what I'm dealing with. Every day I wake up, I feel like my life is going to end, or I don't want to be here. Do y'all know how many times I have gotten in my car and I was sitting at a car light and I saw cars going by and I wanted to take my foot up off of the brake and run over into traffic on my way to work? And I had money in my bank account, good job, great positions, great friends, clothes, food. No, I didn't have no worries at all. Trying to figure out what was wrong, what was putting me in this place. But people would say, what's wrong with you? You got everything. Why are you worried about it? It's not me. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be in this place. I'm not trying to be in this place of depression. I'm not trying to be in this place of anxiety. I'm not trying this. I don't want to be this person. Listen to me when I tell y'all, if you are dealing with mental health, if you are dealing with a mental disorder, if you think for a fact that that is an issue, go seek help. Don't let nobody tell you that you don't have the right to do that. People don't understand that. God places people, he gives people gifts, okay? It goes beyond your pastor. Yes, Sometimes we can go to the pastor and he can do it. He can help us through it. Thank you for it. I thank you, God, for the ministers and the pastors and the leaders in the church that really understand and are sensitive to this time. That I thank you for that, God. God, I really do. I appreciate you for them. But when you are in a place where you don't have that, go seek help. Go seek help. It's a lot of people on these lives right now that could do your hair at home just as well as I can do it. But when it's something that you don't understand or you have a problem with, you come to the professional. You come to me. You book an appointment and you come to me and you come see me because I have gone to school to specialize in what it is that I learned how to do, what I've been called to do. That's why they have help. That's why they have hotlines. That's why they have people for you to talk to. Do not be afraid to go seek therapy. Do not be afraid to go seek counsel. Do not be afraid to go and talk to somebody. Don't be afraid to do it. If you don't want to get put on medicine, you don't have to. Find you a doctor that does things holistically. God has placed so many resources on this earth for us to be able to get the help that we need until we get delivered. Now, some people will say, Chris, well, you thinking I'm going to be in this all the time? Well, we also know that there was a man in the Bible that asked God to remove the thorn from him 3 times and he didn't. Some people will get totally delivered and be free. But your deliverance is a process. People don't realize that deliverance is a process. It don't happen overnight. So it may take you having to go to that psychiatrist. It may take you having to go to that counselor. It may take you having to go seek help to get to your deliverance. So I am not saying that you cannot be delivered from this. I am not. I am not saying that I cannot be delivered from it. I do actually think that God has called me for more. And I think this is where it's at. Because I am so tired. I have had so many people sit in my chair and tell me that they have dealt with PTS, that they have dealt with depression, that they have dealt with anxiety. And just by them sitting in my chair and me telling them my testimony and being able to just say, I understand what it is that you're going through. I understand, I feel what you're going through. I know what you're going through. Stopping in that moment and praying for them. And loving on them right where they are and just letting them know that you got somebody when don't nobody else understand you. I ain't even trying to understand what you're going through. I just want to know. I just want to help you live. I just want to help you live. I just want to help you live. And if I got to share my life story to help somebody else live, I will share my life story. There is nothing that I'm ashamed about that I've gone through in my life. Absolutely nothing. Because I went through it. God ordained it before I went through it. He knew exactly what I was going to go through. Some of y'all can't even understand. You can't even fathom the things that some people go through, or they've seen, or they've experienced. You don't even know. It's not for you to know. It's not. It's not. It is not. Do what God does. Don't try to understand it. He ain't trying to understand us. He not looking down from heaven going, Lord, I need to try. Lord, I just don't understand my child. Now, I'm pretty sure, I feel like God got a sense of humor and be like, you know what, I don't know what I did with that one, But he ain't trying to, because he already know. He already know. He already knew. He knew exactly what it was. He knew my timeline. He knows my beginning, my end, and everything in between. So if he's not trying to understand it and he's loving on me from the beginning to the end and all that mess in between, stop trying to do what God ain't trying to do. And start loving on people. Y'all, we got to do something. We got to pray. Yeah, we got to pray. We got to pray, but we got to work. We got to pray. We got to work. When they say the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. They ain't never lied. We got to do more than pray. We got to work. We got to work. We got to start asking God. Those of you that are in ministry, and even if you ain't in ministry, just start to ask and say, you know what, let me be a little bit more sensitive to what people are going on, what's going on with people, so I can understand. So I can understand. So I can understand what it is I need to do. Not understand what it is they're going through. Okay. I'm not trying to understand what it is that you're going through. That's not for me to do. I want to understand what it is I can do to help you live. Understand what it is I can do to help you live. I ain't trying to understand why you depressed. I ain't trying to understand. If you're depressed, okay. I need to understand what it is I can do to help you feel better. If that's me finding the resources for you to get what you need to get, then that's what I need to do. That's work. That's work in faith. Because praying every night, Lord, let's pray. No. I don't need no prayer circles around me all the time, because half y'all minds ain't even right. Half y'all minds ain't even set up on what need to be set up at the moment. No. Pray and ask God to help you find the resources to help these people to get through what they need to get through. Yeah, that's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. Too many young people, they have long lives. This young lady was 30 years old, y'all. 30 years old, and jumped from a building in Manhattan to her death. And people said, her family members reported that she was loving, she was kind. I know they're thinking right now, why did she do this? What was going on? We don't know. You don't know. The strongest of them are fighting to live. These pastors that were around here killing themselves, you know, we had a little moment where they were just like, y'all, because we're not loving on folk. We're so judgmental in this day and time. We're so pointing the finger at people about what we don't understand. It's not for you to understand. Pray and ask God that you be able to understand what it is that he's called you to do and what it is that you need to do in that moment. But until then, until he gives you an answer, the answer is love. Love is your superpower. Love is, if you believe that, hashtag love is a superpower. Use your superpower that God has equipped everybody with. That's one thing that he has equipped. Now, if we use it, it's on you. I watch Marvel comics, and I'm gonna end this in a minute. I'm gonna get off here. I watch Marvel comics a lot, and I love X-Men. I love Avengers. With X-Men, when they would go to find a mutant, Professor X would go out and he would find a mutant. He would get very sensitive, and he would go into this place, into this room that they call, what they call that place? What was it? I was just looking at X-Men the other day. Cerebro. He would go into Cerebro, or roll into Cerebro, and he would put his helmet on, and he would tune himself psychically to all the mutants that were there. He would get very sensitive so he could find all of the mutants that were in the world. And the mutants that were distressed the most and they were out of control. So let's say, for instance, there was a mutant and they had a power and they did not know how to control it because they didn't understand what was going on with them. They didn't understand what was going on with them. They couldn't put to words. And then their family had rejected them and told them that they were different, that something wasn't right about them. He would tune himself into finding that distressed mutant, and then he would go out and he would take his team and he would find that mutant, and he would recruit them to come to the school of Xavier, to the school. When he get them there, he would tell them, don't try to understand what's going on. What we need to do is try to control Because some of these mutants, they would have powers that, Cyclops, for instance, he had a power where he had beams shoot from his eyes, and when he would open his eyes up, they would just shoot everywhere and they would just destroy stuff. His thing was, we're going to try to understand your power, and then we're going to control it. And then once we control it, I'm going to train you. And then we're going to place you back out in the earth so you'll be able to save others. If they can get all that from a comic, why we can't get that? Why can't we be in tune, so in tune, some of y'all that are so sanctified, so in tune that we ask God to have us, make us sensitive to the people that are hurting, to things that we don't understand, and they don't understand, and they can't quite control it. That we go out and be able to get them and equip them with the tools that they need necessary to be able to get it under control, to move on out in the earth and be able to help somebody and save somebody else's life. Love is a superpower. It is a superpower that everyone has. Activate your superpower. Activate your superpower. Mental Health Awareness Month is in May, but for me, it's every day. It is every day. People are leaving here. They're leaving here, y'all, and they're getting younger and younger and younger. We are talking about people that don't even have families. It didn't say that this young lady was married. It didn't say she had kids. It didn't say Regina King's son had kids, that Regina King's son had a wife. The other young man that I put up, there was no, if I looked over it, I'm sorry, correct me if I'm wrong. They don't even have families. And they had great careers. Regina King is so this is what we would think. Regina King is your mama. Regina King, that's your mama. This young lady was Miss USA. And then the other young man, I think his dad was an actor. So when we would look on the outside, trying to look in, we go, what wrong? They ain't got to worry about nothing. They should be good. No. Even the strongest of them are fighting to live. The strongest of them are fighting to live. My prayer, my request to you all is that those of you that are dealing with mental illnesses and mental disorders, keep fighting. Keep fighting and living. You are not out here by yourself. You are not alone. There is somebody that's going through it with you. If you need someone to be there, I'm here. I pray that other people will start to understand who they are and what God has called them to be so that they can be there for others. And I pray that we put our hands to the plow and start to really work on this. I love y'all. I'm getting out of here. I stayed on here a little bit longer than what I wanted to. God bless y'all. Y'all have a great and wonderful Monday. I will be back with more of my mental moments. Y'all be good.